Addis Ababa today is one of the most modern and beautiful cities in Africa. The roads are shining. Flowers are everywhere. Skyscrapers rise and the city is full of new buildings. From the outside, Addis looks like a success story, one of the most beautiful cities in Africa. But the reality is completely different. The truth is dark. Addis Ababa is a city that its own people cannot afford. Let me explain. If you search on Google, it tells you the average salary in Ethiopia is around $1,000 a month. That is nonsense. It is not true. The reality is much harsher. A housekeeper in Addis earns around 2,000 to 3,000 birr per month. That is only $13 to $15. A hotel worker earns around 5,000 birr, about $33. An office worker makes 8,000 to 10,000 birr, about $53 to $67. Even a bank employee considered a good job makes only 15,000 birr, about $100 a month. That is the maximum salary for most Ethiopians. Now look at the cost of living. Rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Addis is 16,000 to 20,000 birr per month. Even a small empty room with a shared toilet costs 13,000 to 15,000 birr. Do you see the problem? Even a banker with a 15,000 birr salary cannot rent a simple one-bedroom apartment. Their whole salary is not enough to cover the rent. Forget about food, transport, mobile cards, electricity, clothes, or school fees. The numbers simply do not work. Now let us talk about real estate. To buy an apartment in Addis today costs around 30 million birr, nearly $200,000. With that money, you can buy property in Europe or even an apartment in New York. And yes, real estate companies in Addis are now offering 20% discounts. But even with a discount, the price is still higher than homes in Europe or America. Nobody is buying. The real estate towers are rising across Addis, but they are empty. No buyers. Why? Because ordinary Ethiopians cannot afford them, and the people with money do not trust the system. The government now demands proof of income. If you buy property, you must explain exactly where the money comes from. If it comes from abroad, you must exchange it in an Ethiopian bank and show receipts. If you cannot prove it, the government can even take back your property. So who is going to buy? The answer is nobody. The market is sinking. Addis is full of empty towers that are too expensive for locals and too risky for investors. And here is the dark irony. Addis is beautiful, maybe one of the most beautiful capitals in Africa today. But its people are starving. Families share small dirty rooms, while luxury apartments stand empty. Workers earning $50 to $100 a month are expected to pay $200,000 for a home. This is the reality of Addis Ababa, a city shining on the outside but broken on the inside. A city built for image, not for its people. A city where the rich invest abroad and the poor cannot afford a roof over their heads. And let me be clear, this is not propaganda. This is not something hidden. This is the reality of Addis Ababa. Everyone can see it. Everyone knows it. The salaries are public. The rents are public. The prices are public. It is all proof. Some people will try to say this is propaganda, but no, this is the truth. The reality that Ethiopians are living every single day. So now, I want to hear from you. What do you think? How do people really survive in a city where the salaries are so small and the costs are so high? Subscribe to Horn Daily on YouTube for more stories like this, and share your opinion in the comments. We want to hear your voice.